So let's meet our athletes. So I'm going to start to my immediate left. This is Kellen Taylor. Kellen, as I'm sure you know, has been a standout on the American distance running scene for more than a decade now. She debuted back in 2015 in Houston and ran 2:28:40. That was the 6th fastest debut for an American female ever at the time. She also is the top returning athlete from the Marathon Project 1.0. She was on the podium in that race, having run 2:25:22, and she comes in with a lifetime best of 2:24:29. So some fast times. Kellen, welcome. Next to Kellen is Paige Wood. Paige finished 7th on this race course back in 2020, and that was the fastest debut for an under 25 American woman ever, when she ran 2:28:43. Just a couple of years later, she went on to win her first marathon national title, running 2:26:02, and that remains her lifetime best. And she, of course, is a member of the Hoka NAZ Elite Squad just up the road in Flagstaff. To Paige's left is Jane Bareikis, and Jane just got here last night, flew in from Kenya, so it's good to have you here, Jane, and I hope you got to lay your head on a pillow for a little bit. Jane is representing the United States, and you could say she's trending in the marathon because she made her debut in 2018, ran 2:42 in that race, and then just over the course of 3 years, cut nearly 10 minutes off that time. And she knows a thing or two about winning races. She is the 2-time defending champion of the Pittsburgh Marathon, and also earlier this year won Twin Cities. So Jane, thanks for being here. And we have an international athlete joining us from Germany, Blanca. Welcome. Blanka Dörfel is coming in here making her marathon debut, and she's got a couple of really impressive performances on the road this year as she leads into Sunday's race. She's run 31:52 for 10K and 1:09:46 for the half marathon. So we're looking forward to seeing how that translates into a marathon debut. All right, Kellen, I want to start with you. So Blanca, if you could send the mic down this way. It's great to have you back for your 2nd appearance at the Marathon Project, but I think if we're being honest here, this is plan B, right? Because you had originally planned to toe the line in New York, and you've had a ton of success at that race. Why the Marathon Project and not having gone to the line in New York? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, this might be like more like plan C or D, which is no knock on the Marathon Project. It's a great race. I ran it in 2020, had a good experience, painful experience, but a good experience. The reason why I didn't go back to New York is kind of the race that I run pretty much every year. It's probably my favorite marathon. But a few weeks before the race, I kind of just got sick and then had a flare up in my hip, and really when it came down to it, it didn't seem like it was the best choice to go and put all my efforts and training into that race. So, having to make a kind of plan on the fly, I guess, this kind of seemed like the best logical step. It being so close to Flagstaff, we're only 2.5 hours away. I've done the course before. It's flat, it's fast, and will be perfectly paced. So, it's really just a great setup to be able to go out here and hopefully run something really fast and contend for a win.
Right. Paige, I want to move on to you. We had your coach, Jack Mullaney, on our Inside the Marathon Project podcast recently, and he said, your training is demonstrating that you have world-class inputs, and now here's an opportunity for you at the Marathon Project to produce some world-class outputs. I don't know if he shared that with you directly, but that's what I heard him say. How are you going to kind of take that mindset and then marry it with the training to take it to the next level on Sunday?
Yeah, I'm just really excited to have the opportunity to run fast. I think it's pretty rare that you're on a course that lends itself to fast times and you have the weather that cooperates and allows you to do so. So I just want to make the most of the opportunity. And as Kellen said, you just never know if you're even going to make it to the start line. So to have had a block with really out any major hiccups and feel like I'm in shape to run a PR, I feel like I have been mentally preparing throughout the build and all the big workouts. I think that gets you ready mentally for the day. And yeah, I just want to make the most of the opportunity.
Jane, you mentioned in a post, I think it was just earlier this week or late last week, that you've had a great build. You feel like you're in the best shape of your life coming into this event. What have you changed or what have you done differently in your training that you feel like has gotten you to this point heading into Sunday?
My name is Bareikis, and I think I haven't changed much. Just I didn't do track workouts this season. I don't like track anyway, so it was. But I think I just increased. I didn't do too much of like very long runs. Just I did mostly like long runs that are like workouts. So kind of still long run, but you put in like some workouts in between them. Then I was doing like my husband's training this time. He has a coach also. My husband's my coach, but he has a coach also. So I was doing his training this time, and he was thinking going to Valencia the other week that he's just gonna run under 2:30, but he ended up running 2:26. So we've done the same things together. I've beaten sometimes in my training, so I feel like I'm in a better shape, and I want to beat him. So it's like a competition. So I told him, if I run better than your time, you're gonna come to the airport and dance and bring me a crown. So I feel like I'm in a good shape, and I hope everything will go well.
Well, I certainly hope you are going to be the champion of the Bareikis household. That's my hope for you. I'm going to jump down here since we're having a little trouble with this mic and move on to Blanca. So Blanca, you're taking a crack at a marathon at a relatively young age, just 23. Why is now the right time for you? And we'll use this one here.
Yeah, thanks first of all for having me here and for this crazy opportunity and this my first press conference ever. So I'm really looking forward to this race, and it's so amazing to be here. And yeah, why the marathon? Actually, I have running since I was born. It's just in my blood. I couldn't imagine anything else, or I cannot imagine anything else, even in the future. And I have always loved the long runs and these just going out for a run, running as much as you want. And yeah, then I have done some half marathons, some 10Ks, some 5,000 on track. I do road, trails, just I like everything, kind of a mixed bag really. So I think it wasn't really the question if I want to do a marathon. The question was just when. And yeah, it turned out to be this year, and I hope it goes well. And I think we are prepared well. And yeah, I mean, the preparation was in Boulder, so if Boulder is, for me, the best place, so it just cannot go wrong. And yeah, it's just the magic about the marathon, really. So I cannot really say what drives me to the marathon. I just want to see what's possible and want to see what I'm capable of. And marathon is just the big magic, the big all people talk about. So I think joining in is just, it was the best decision this year, and I'm really, really looking forward to it.
Well, we're looking forward to you joining the marathon ranks on Sunday. What's your goal? Do you have a goal in mind?
Goal? Actually, not really. We trained, and then we said, my coach and me just talked for a few minutes a couple of days ago, and I was like, okay, we can go on this and this, and I was like, I just want to feel strong, maybe a negative split if I'm feeling really good. And it would be really cool if I can run under 20:30. And yeah, in which group I'm in, I don't really know even in this moment right now. So I'm just want to go out there and just feel what my body is capable of, and then I see what pace I'm in. I just want to feel smooth and in my rhythm.
Thank you very much. Since you love all aspects, come in here. Since you love all aspects of running, you might want to share with Jane what's really good about the track, because she doesn't like the track too much. That's what I hear anyway. Kellen, I'm going to come back over here to you. You're on the cusp of becoming a Masters athlete now. You'll be a Masters athlete next year. And one of the interesting aspects of the women's race in the field this year, there are a lot of Masters athletes who could potentially be competing for a spot on the podium. How does this race fit into the overall trajectory of your career as you think about becoming a Masters athlete and competing in 2026?
You know, I've never really thought about like being a Masters athlete as something different. You know, if I'm out here competing, I'm competing and trying to do the same thing that I'm always trying to do, and that's run fast, hopefully win or do something that I'm really proud of. So I'm not sure that it really changes a whole lot. But you know, as far as like life changes as you get older. So I've had priorities change as the years have gone on, and this is no longer like the end all be all. I'm still in it, you know, to win it, as they'll say, but, you know, I've got a lot of things going on. I have a very full life. I have a lot of priorities. So, you know, every time that I go out, I'm going out and just hoping that I can do my best on that day, whatever it's going to be. I've kind of learned to take the pressure off of myself because what's going to happen is going to happen.
Paige, you obviously had a great debut on this course 5 years ago. What are you taking away from that performance into Sunday, knowing the course, knowing that you had the confidence in such a good performance back in 2020?
Yeah, I think I just walked away from my debut in 2020 feeling like this was going to be my distance. It just gave me a lot of confidence in general that the marathon was for me and that's the distance I wanted to pursue. And I think it just gives me some confidence going into it this Sunday, like knowing the course and knowing it is super flat and fast. And I think you can probably, like, I didn't really run my first, like the first time I did it here in 2020, I wasn't super aggressive because it was my first one. But I think this is a course that you can probably go in just like even a little bit over your head and come out maybe a little more unscathed than you would on another course that's very challenging. Like I think this is the place to really, if you're going to go for it, you really can test yourself, and yeah, it's the place to go all in and not be afraid, I guess, to like push that upper limit.
Thank you for that. All right, Jane, you ready for a tough one? Since you're coming in on like this marathon winning streak, having won a couple of races this year, what's more important to you on Sunday, winning or a new PR?
I can take both. That would be better.
I meant to say that wasn't
You know?
an option.
It would be nice to get like a 3 for the year. So I was gonna go to Philadelphia before, and I was gonna go there to get a win, finish up the year with like 3 because since Olympic trials, I had the worst experience because I was like injured with hamstring. And since that time, it's really messed my year. I was even feeling like quitting this year before my Pittsburgh Marathon. I was like, I'm just gonna go to Pittsburgh, finish it up, and then I'm done somehow because it like kind of messed me up mentally and everything. And I was thinking, I'm not gonna come back normal anymore because every year I used to improve like 2 to 3 minutes, and then all of a sudden I started like going backwards, right? And then I'm like, I don't think I want to do this thing anymore. So since I won Pittsburgh and then Twin Cities, I feel like I'm coming back, and so getting a win will be great. You know, who doesn't want to win? But it's a big team in here, and so it's going to be like a tough one. But also, if you don't get a win, but you get a great time, that's going to be a good way to finish up the year and be grateful because I'm able to come to the start line this year. This is going to be my 4th marathon, so for the first time. So I'll be grateful for anything that's going to happen. But I have to hit over my husband's time. That's the most motivation. Yeah.
You have plenty of motivation on Sunday for sure. Who has some questions for our elite contenders in the women's race? Nobody. Thank you, sir. Question.
What's going to be your dinner tonight?
Who wants to take that one? What's the pre-race go-to dinner?
Tomorrow night's, I mean, they're both important, so, you know, tonight does matter. Tomorrow night I will probably have salmon, some sort of vegetable like broccoli, and then rice. And race morning will be rice. We're really excited.
Yeah, I usually go the pasta route, usually with chicken and some sort of vegetable, and I always hope there's good bread.
For me, I usually load up like today, mostly because tomorrow I'll be nervous and everything, so I feel like I'm not going to have enough time to do a lot of loading. Nervousness plus too much things to do throughout the day, and the time goes by so fast, so I'm going to start today with a lot of like bananas and a lot of water and electrolytes, and then tomorrow finish up with like pasta and some chicken or something like that.
I normally eat everything, so it doesn't really matter for me, but for race day, well, before race day, I always go for bolognese maybe, just good beef with some pasta and like maybe tomatoes. It's really, really delicious, you have to try. And yeah, I think before race day, also like on breakfast, for breakfast, I just go for a bagel with honey or so.
Yeah.
Hi. My question's for Kellen and Paige. You guys come in as like the top 2 entrants. What does that pressure do for your performance tomorrow?
I mean, I've been doing this for 100 years, so it's kind of just, it's another race. I've went into races seated far lower than what I've ended up finishing. New York, for instance, is always a good one. I always go in seated like 15th or something, and I've been top 10 there every single time that I've ran it. So, to me, it's just it's a thing. And somebody who's seated, 10th could end up being top 3. They could win the race, you just never know. So you just go in and have, your race plan and run your own race, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
Yeah, I agree. I've definitely been top seed before, and like she said, I've been low seed before, and I don't think it necessarily means a whole lot. You can't count anyone out, and yeah, you really need to stick to your plan and focus on executing that. And I think just kind of expect anyone to do anything, really. It's like you just have to know that someone's always going to have a surprise day, and you have to be ready for anyone to compete with you.
Thank you.
Sir, in the back.
What is the shoe choice for race morning?
All right, let's go down the line. Shoe choice for race morning.
I'm going to be wearing the Alpha Fly 3%, I think it's what it's called.
I'm going to wear the Hoka Rocket X3.
I'll be wearing the Hokas.
Yeah, I'm running with the Hokas as well, with the prototype.
I thought I saw another hand up over here. Yes, ma'am.
For the gold waivers, what do you tell those of us that are coming into this as in a kind of an elite kind of a perspective? What are your, I guess, a mantra you would give us to stay focused on, to stay on our game throughout the race, and not to I guess, lost in the nervousness going into it?
Is it a question for everybody?
Let's not let you take that one because you haven't run a marathon yet.
Yeah, yeah, maybe that's good to take recommendation for someone who haven't run a marathon yet. But yeah, I mean, I have done the half distance, so I know a little bit of something. I would say it doesn't matter what anybody else does. It's just about you, about your rhythm, about your stride. Just you have to feel good, and it doesn't matter if the other person goes faster than you or something. You have to be in your own mind and rhythm. And I always say the slogan or mantra to myself, and even on Instagram, it's always like, for me, run with groove. It's just both have fun, have a good stride and rhythm, and yeah, then I think the things will align for you easily, I would say. Yeah, that's my go-to for every race, so I hope everybody out there will have a great day tomorrow.
Time for one more question for the women. If not, how about a round of applause for our top contenders in the marathon trial?
Can you all